right, she's up. She's back. She finally got out of bed to do a podcast. It's been a zillion days.
We haven't done it for a long time.
It's been a minute. Life's been life's been life.
I don't even know the last one we did.
I don't know if we've been living life or life's been living us.
Life's been living us.
Life's been living us. Yeah, I think that's probably right.
Yeah.
I don't know what last week somebody it's pretty cool. Like we get these messages and it's like, where's your podcast? Where's your podcast? It's like life's just bananas right now. Like it wouldn't be good. Like it wouldn't be good.
Right.
And then somebody sent a message last week, maybe a week before, and they're like, hey. They're like, I've been through all of them. Like, I can't keep re-listening. Like, when's a new one? I'm like, okay, we'll do it.
So this is 100, I think.
No, I checked. I think this is 99.
Okay.
Yeah. Somewhere along the line, I think we got messed up.
So I don't even know if Cal had started school yet.
No, I don't think so. Or just started.
Just started.
Just started. Yeah. I don't know either, actually. It has been a minute, and it has not been the easiest period.
No. I mean, Cal's been at the same school. He did a 3 and 4s program. And then once kindergarten hit, life kind of started to change. We've had a little bit of difficulty with the school.
Hold on, a little bit?
Well, first with the school, one of the things we've dealt with was like pickup. Like he needs to be picked up the same way every day.
Oh, I forgot.
What?
Wait, today's episode is powered by Aspire Nutrition.
Oh, my.
We were supposed to do that in the beginning. You can go to dailyautism.com. We'll have more on Aspire Nutrition later on, but all of their nutrients and probiotics, dailyautism.com, and you can click the link for the products that we have been taking, us, Cal. Also, powered by the new book from Tracy Slepcevic. It took a minute to get that wording right, called Warrior Mom. Tracy's really cool. She's got a crazy story, like crazy in the sense of like, this is a mom who took it upon herself and was like, nope, not going to take it. Going to do my own research. Going to do what I have to do for my son. And like I said, the book is Warrior Mom. It is about her journey in healing her son with autism. I point out that she does not say curing her son with autism, but healing her son with autism. Two very different things. You can go to warriormom.org for to order the book now. You can also search it on Barnes and Noble, warriormom.org. We're actually going to have Tracy on the podcast coming up. She's really interesting. And I think the story is really relatable when people first get the diagnosis. What is different is what she decided to do about it. It's like taking the action, you know?
Interesting.
Yeah, really, really cool story. So we'll have Tracy on soon. warriormom.org.
Anyways, we'll get back to the school later. But basically, when Cal was diagnosed at 3, I felt like he was just like a baby. And you could really only see developmentally he was behind. I felt like you couldn't really see autism. And recently, in like the last month, autism has smacked me in the face.
Literally.
like I'm here.
Smacked us in the face, smeared itself on the walls, and everything in between. Yeah. So this was, I guess what we're in now is the stuff that everybody was like, oh, just wait. I'm like, what do you mean just wait? Like that's, and now I'm like, oh, I get it now. Yeah, okay, just wait. We're here.
Yeah, it's the behavioral side of it.
Yep.
And he's had ABA therapy since he was 3. I mean, 2.5 years of ABA therapy, which is behavioral therapy, and we're still dealing with this stuff.
Yeah, the I don't know, I guess the word, it's aggression, like, yeah, right? Aggression? That's good. He's having aggression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like aggression.
Yeah, that's what that is. I was just trying to think
I was thinking about regression when you said it.
Well, you can regress, but I'm just saying he's just suffering from these aggressive episodes and
I mean, one thing you explained before to me, like his therapist said, was he has emotions and empathy. He shows that. And he has been crying a lot more lately.
Yep.
Like been a little bit more sensitive.
Yeah, the highs are high, the lows are low, not much middle ground, and then the screaming. That's what's honestly drove me bananas the last probably 3 months. It's just the nonstop screaming. And for we don't know why.
Right.
There may not be, like I was talking to Sarah the other day, she's like, there may not be a reason. Because sometimes you can drive yourself crazy, like, okay, why are you screaming? Like something must hurt. So then you just spend, a week, like a week. It's not an exaggeration. You spend a week trying to figure out why he's screaming.
Right.
And then it'll stop.
Yeah.
And then 3 days later it'll come back. And then you're back to spending a week trying to figure it out. And then the therapists are like look, man, like sometimes there's not a reason, or at least not a reason that we're going to be able to get to. So don't beat yourself up. I'm like, oh no, I've already beat myself up. Like I'm past the beating myself up stage. It's like, yeah, it's exhausting. I mean, it's exhausting. There's no other way around it.
But he's also a seeker, so he's seeking your attention.
And he knows
so sometimes he just screams just to get your attention.
Yeah.
Even though we're right there.
Right.
Like everyone in the house is always right there.
Yeah, and then it's like, okay, so now I have your attention. So the only way I got it was screaming. So maybe the only way I'll keep it is to keep screaming, And so it's just, I mean,
it's like a game.
It is. There were days like not long ago I would just have to walk out of the house and just sit in the front yard, like just take a chair and sit there for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, I remember telling Charlie, like, hey, I'll be outside for 5 minutes. Just please don't come get me unless it's an emergency. And it's funny because it's like all you need is, it sounds crazy, but all you need is 5 minutes.
Yeah, but it's good you do that.
Yeah, you have to. Like, I just sit out there, I stare at the clouds, I stare at the palm trees. Like, sometimes the airplane will go by, like carrying the beach banners, advertising products.
Yeah.
And it's just going nice and slow, and I'll just stare at it all the way into the distance.
Oh, my God.
It's crazy, man.
No, it's definitely taken a turn. And at this point, as a mom, I'm like, I don't know what else to do. So I'm like trying to figure out different resources of therapy. And there's so much stuff out there if you just keep looking. So now it's just getting in contact with the people and getting on a wait list. Story of a special needs life.
I heard a water bottle just go flying into the wall.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're going to pick it up for him. Yeah, and I think too at the other point of the last podcast that we did, I think he was going to his therapy center twice a week, but we're not doing that anymore. Needed a break from that. That was driving everybody a little sideways, just with all the driving and the sitting and the waiting. And like a couple of the therapists there, he really connected well with. A couple, not so much. So it was sort of turning into like a net negative, maybe a net neutral, and so not doing that anymore. But then it's like now we're back to, is full-time school really good? Like, is that, and I'm not saying this to make a change this week because I can already see Melissa's eyes like, oh, yeah, well, let's make a change. Let's do something else. We're not doing that. But
well, I don't know. I don't know if it's the right thing to do. But one thing about the place that he was going, he basically got fired by his OT.
Yep.
The OT was like, I can't work with him anymore, blah, blah, blah. And so now this is good for anybody listening, though, because OTs can pick and choose their clientele, basically.
And they don't always want autistic kids.
That's the problem.
Actually, a lot of them do not want autistic kids. And I get it. Like, I get that. I actually was glad that he did get fired because there's been other times where it's like, this obviously isn't working. You could tell the therapist knows it. We feel it. He probably feels it, but they just kind of carry on.
And that's usually when I make the switch.
Right. So this was actually like, hey, it's never a good thing, right? Like, hey, I can't work with them anymore. But at the same time, it's like, all right, thanks. Like, we got to move on to something else now. It's not working. And at least you had the ability and the wherewithal to say, please stop. Let's do something else. So
I respect her.
Yeah, me
for
too.
Doing it.
Me too.
Yeah.
I thought it was good. There probably needs to be more of that. It's just that so many people are like, well, we'll just keep collecting the insurance money, even though it's not working. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and I never like when it's not a good fit with a therapist. But OTs can pick and choose, and he has actually never had a good OT that stuck with him, or somebody that we could stick with. And that's actually a problem, because one thing with like the fecal smearing and stuff, you need OT.
Yeah. OT and autism, weird fits. It has to be a dynamic kind of relationship the more you talk to therapists about it. And other therapists are like, oh, yeah, autism OT, like, good luck. Like, you're going to go around and round and round. Yeah,
that is the one that's hardest to find.
Yeah.
But even speech, they could pick and choose. But because they even have the kids in school. Like, Trey was in speech for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, they can pick and choose, too. But we actually had really good speech.
Yeah, you're not going to get an ABA for speech therapy, but you could get...
An ABA for speech therapy?
I'm saying, like... Speech can do autism. They can do whatever. Like ABA is going to pretty much be autism or
any behavior.
Yeah, function spectrum stuff. Speech can be everything and anything. I mean, you can have a stroke and need a speech therapist. You can be in a car accident and need a speech therapist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they can sort of just decide. They may say, hey, listen, I don't want to deal with anger issues while I'm trying to do speech.
Right.
So they can move on to someone else, another situation.
Yeah, I guess actually ABA, anybody can get ABA therapy.
Well, yeah.
But insurance only covers autism,
Right.
anxiety.
Yeah. I mean,
and,
anybody
like,
can get
ADD,
ABA.
you know?
The thing is, there's just not enough of them to just say, hey, I think my kid, my
Yeah,
kid has
good.
nightmares. He needs ABA. That's going to be way down on the list than
Yeah, just go get a
severe
regular family therapist.
autism. Yeah. So it's just
I actually never even heard of ABA until he was diagnosed.
because there's not enough. That's the thing. Like, there's not enough. I forget who we were telling the other day, but like if you're in high school or college and you have an interest in working with kids and help, behavioral and everything, ABA, man, you're going to have a long, healthy career because they are so in need right now. And you can, by the way, move to anywhere you want, even in the world. Like I see on LinkedIn, companies all over Australia, the UK, hiring like crazy. They need talented ABAs. That's a good field to get into if you're looking for kind of I'm sure it would definitely be an adventure, but you will have jobs.
There's not enough autism stuff, period.
Yeah,
I mean, all these kids are being diagnosed. I mean, when you actually like find the resources and start looking, good luck getting somebody.
Yep. Yeah, and don't get too like comfortable with the person because, like at any point today, tomorrow, the next day, one of our 3 therapists or whatever could come in and go, hey, I'm leaving in a week. Sorry, I got this thing. Because, I mean, they got lives too, right? They got things. Some people want to move to another place, or some people they have a spouse, and the spouse gets a great job, and they got to move, So it's like anything else, but it's probably more of a personal career than a lot of careers.
Yeah.
Because when you get a family that, like, you connect with, it's hard,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot of changes since we did the last podcast. We are on our 3rd ABA therapist.
Good for you for being able to count. It feels like 10th, but maybe you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're on our 3rd BCBA.
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
And then we have an RBT that we've had for a while.
Right.
All the 3 letters.
Yeah, and we're still fighting the
3, 4 letters.
IEP at the ESE for the ASD. I mean, it's not a
I
joke.
know.
It's like if you wrote all this down and looked at it like a flow chart in the wall, you would just be like, all right, hand me a beer. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot,
Well,
man.
if you said that in front of like a typical parent, they'd be like,
No, they think
I'm
you'd
like,
be making it up. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, they think you're just making up 3 letters. But it's like, we're not making this up.
Yeah.
Like, this is the world.
2, 3, 4 letters. Yeah.
It is.
PT, OT, ST.
Oh, stop it. It's honestly, it's another language.
I know.
You kind of start speaking another language. And then it's funny, like, when you're around the ABAs or the RBTs or the BCBAs, you kind of start talking it too.
Right.
And then I'm kind of like, okay, this is ridiculous. Like, because I don't know, you're like in this.
It is like it is a different
fraternity.
world.
It's like a fraternity.
It's a different world, and right now we're at the exhausting part of it.
It's a fraternity. You get hazed every day. The hazing never ends in this one. You don't get to just. There's not an end point, and you're in, and you wear the letters, and you go to the keg party, and everybody's cool. Not in this fraternity. You're getting hazed every day.
Oh my gosh.
Every day. Yeah. There's no monthly dues. They're daily dues. It's.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Like we can laugh about it now because it's not even 8 o'clock in the morning. By 8 o'clock tonight, oh man, we're gonna look different. We're gonna look older. We're gonna feel older. We're gonna be tired.
This is aging me so bad.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We eat so well. That's the one positive. I tell people that too. Some guy on LinkedIn was writing me the other day, and he's like, "What do you do to try to?" I was like, "I don't know, man. We eat really well. My wife's a great cook, and when we do these green juices, like we've done these every day for years. We're probably dead without them. Honestly, probably dead without them.
Probably.
And then I just say I coach my kids' sports. Like that really keeps me. Honestly, all right, it keeps me distracted. I don't even want to say it like keeps me like feeling young and happy and healthy. That's not it. It just keeps me distracted.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Sometimes it's good to be distracted.
Oh, I think it's good. Yeah.
I wanted to be distracted so bad yesterday. I thought to myself, maybe I'll go to a movie by myself. And then I'm like, when do I possibly have time to do that? But I just wanted to like be alone and like just,
It's not a terrible idea.
Like I'm like, I can just go see a girly movie by myself.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Just knowing you, I think 30 minutes in, you'd be like, I got to get out of here. I mean, it'd be like,
well, I thought
you would. You'd be
I
like,
just thought about it, and I'm like, that would be nice. I haven't been to the movies in a while. You don't really like girly movies, so I'm like, but then I'm like, when would I have time? And I would feel so ridiculous because you're at home doing work,
But I don't know. That's not. I wouldn't feel that way. Listen, I'm not. There's times I just remember. I'll text you. I'll be like, I'm going to the beach.
Yeah,
I'll
or
just sit at the beach.
I will tell you just go get a beer, and I'm not going to go get a beer by myself. So I'm like, but I could go to a movie,
Yeah.
or the beach.
Well, I'll go to the beach and get a beer.
All right, we'll just go together.
No. Well, there goes my time. No, I'm just. I don't care. I don't even like being alone anymore. It's weird,
I
but
know.
But
I'm
I do.
never alone.
I
so.
do sometimes. Just I'll text you and be like, hey. If you're on the way home out there, I'm going to the beach. And I'll walk, man. I'll walk and walk. I got this weighted vest. I think we've talked about that before in the podcast. It just feels better to walk or run with the weighted vest on and just kind of get lost in the moment. And you got to do what you got to do. And yeah, sometimes it is like, hey, I'm going up to the bar and I'm just going to stare at, the TV, whatever sports is on for, 45 minutes. Usually that's all I need is about 45 minutes. But I'm just like watching the game, or if I know the bartenders or a couple of buddies are up there, like that's good too. You know what I mean? Like that's good too.
Well, I don't take time for myself, but
I think cooking is unconsciously good for you.
I know. I actually saw somebody this morning. It's meditative.
That's what I'm saying.
Me. Just like hair is really.
Yep.
So I have a good career. But with cooking lately, it's just all the dishes. I have to be in the mood, or I have to be cooking something new and exciting, and that I like,
Yeah, you like you like adventure cooking.
Yeah.
You like hey, I saw this, I want to try it, or I haven't made this in 5 years, I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, and that makes me happy.
Yeah, I think that's how we are too with like working out. It's like, all right, let's do something else. Let's do something different.
Oh yeah.
It's
like the weighted vest and stuff. I think when you're in this world, I think that you just have to find happy. Like you have to find a happy place because it can really suck you down. And I've talked at the beginning of this podcast and I was kind of not laughing, but I'm like, all these people are out of shape and they're, they've let themselves go. And I feel so sorry for those people because they're in this state of mind that they just can't get out of now. You know what I mean? Like almost giving up in a way.
It's easy to do. I get it.
I know. Like there's been times in the last couple of months where it's just like, it usually hits me and you at the same time. I don't know. I think we're pretty good at, I don't know what the word is, feeling each other's feelings. And so like one day it like hit us like a ton of bricks.
Speaking of a ton of bricks, here comes Austin. What's going on?
What's the problem?
Oh,
okay.
She's getting a brush.
It hits you like a ton of bricks and it's just like, I don't know. Like there's days where we both have felt so down and you just have to get back up and pull yourself out of there.
That's all it is. I'm on these, like a couple of the social media, like a lot of Facebook and a lot of LinkedIn for whatever reason. Those are just, I don't know, works good for me, especially LinkedIn. But, these people with all these stupid hacks and these 4 steps to this and that, I used to ignore it. Now it sort of pisses me off a little bit, but it's like, just stop it, man. It's like, just stop. Like it's nope. It's hard work. It's all the hard work. It's all the tough stuff. And you got to get up in the morning and just say, I'm probably going to get tortured today, but you've got to welcome it. You're going to take some L's and you got to get good with that. There's no other way to do it. I mean, there's no other way to do it.
And you can't be frustrated.
I mean, you can, but because you can't help it, but you got to get out of it. You got to get out of it. But these, 4 steps to this, hack this. It's just it's stop. I mean, it's just, and there's so many people. How do people still fall for that? How do they still, these master classes of like how to dominate your special needs life. And it's like, okay, there's a way to do that, but all the ways you're saying, and then no, that's
the only thing I can imagine by you just saying that is they clearly have not lived the same life we do. And that's the thing with this whole autism world. Not one of the kids is the same. So when a parent like that writes a book like that, it's like, okay, there's other families struggling really bad.
Yeah, that small book I wrote, the Autism Agreements, which is like, I don't know, 20 pages long. Like I literally say you could finish it over a cup of coffee or a cocktail. And one guy wrote back and he goes, wow, pretty brutal. I'm like, yeah, sorry. I was like, sorry it wasn't 800 pages of find the joy.
Yeah.
Not happening, dude.
No.
Not happening. But what it really was is what it is like coming to terms with a lot of this stuff for yourself, realizing that you do at times have to escape You know, whether it's the beach, the bar, the gym, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's the real stuff, or cooking, or going to a movie, or whatever it is. You know, people get lost in this, and it kills you. It kills your. Some people kills your career. It kills your business. Kills like I said. I still don't know how people have full-time 40-hour careers and do this. You know, especially. Well, I don't know, moms and dads. I mean, what's the difference? I don't know how they do it. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I think of all the bosses I've had and all their just negative BS emails. I'm like, dude, I wouldn't take one of those these days.
I just saw somebody on an autism page that said, I'm going to get fired. My boss keeps writing me up because I'm late to work because of my son's meltdowns.
It'll be the best
So
thing.
they said I took video of my son's meltdown to show my boss. Because, I mean, people don't know unless they're in it.
I get it. But good. Let yourself get fired. I'm telling you. It'll be the best thing that ever happened. It's going to force you to get like really smart really quick. You know, because
it does force you to change.
All those like skills you have in dealing with this day-to-day stuff, which is crazy stuff. You have no idea how sharp that's making you, how smart it's making you, how you strategize things to a level you don't even realize, how you prioritize things. It's making you tough. It really is, and super smart. But you don't realize that you can apply that stuff to the real everyday world. You know, because the real everyday world says, "Oh no. You need to go to work. You need to kiss your boss's ass. You need to fall in line. You need to like work till you're 63 and then collect Social Security. You worked all those years just to like come out, and then you're 63 and you need a kidney or a knee replacement, and you can't even enjoy the rest of your life. Like it's that whole system is like that's what I'm scared to death of.
Yeah.
Like thank God that's not me, because that's what they talk you into doing. But when you get this special needs thing down, like you're really learning. These are survival skills, man.
Well, it's interesting to hear you talk like that, but I like it.
Yeah. These are survival skills, and when you apply them to career, business, sports, I mean, I think one of the reasons that our kids are so in tune with sports, I don't want to say successful because, you know, it's not like we've made it. They've made it, but like they understand the game. They're great teammates, you know, is because of this.
Right.
You know, really, it's boot camp for life, man. It really is. And I'm not saying like, hey, if you don't have a special needs kid, you don't get. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying there's a lot of really valuable lessons internally here. You can apply the same thing, whether it's patience, focus, synergy, all of that stuff to other things, and it makes you really good if you let it.
Well, we have a really tight-knit family, and everyone helps in this house. I say to people, everyone in this house is a caregiver.
Yeah.
You know, everyone plays a part in it because he has to be watched 24/7. So our kids need that break too. So their outlet is sports, and that's where they can just focus and kind of zone out into that.
Yeah.
You know? So it's good.
Tyler's got his first wrestling match today. He made the team at his high school.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
He wrestles tonight. I'm going to miss it. I'm bummed out about that, but many more to come. I think he's got another one Thursday, Friday, and Saturday or something.
Yeah, Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, so it's okay. It's okay to miss one, I guess. All right. Well, I guess we got to go to school, right?
Yep. We do.
We got to go to school. Thanks again to Aspire Nutrition. Go to dailyautism.com. The link is there, Aspire Nutrition. Listen, this 5-in-1 probiotic, we've been talking about this a long time. Well, this is relatively newer, or at least newer for us to talk about. We were on their original formula, but the 5-in-1. Listen, autism tummies, probiotics, I'll let you do your own research because it's out there. But what Aspire does with the quality of their ingredients is really remarkable. Obviously, we love the story of Aspire Nutrition. This is an autism dad who was like, I've got to get my kid's gut in check. You know, for Cal, a diet of Funyuns and pizza is just not going to set him up very well for a healthy gut. So we rely on the probiotics, the multivitamins, the other variety of vitamins, nutrients, probiotics. DailyAutism.com. You can click the link there. It's the same place you get the podcasts and the Facebook page, Instagram. DailyAutism.com. Thank you again to Tracy Slepcevic and her new book, Warrior Mom. Go to warriormom.org. We'll have Tracy on the show pretty soon to get her story. Really interesting story. warriormom.org to order the book, Warrior Mom. All right. The day's coming at us.
Get ready.
Get ready.
You don't know what's coming.
No. Bye.